ഇനി US Weekly Roundup powered by PSG Group of Companies-il our guest.
Asianet US Weekly Roundup our guest-ലേക്ക് ഹാർദവമായ സ്വാഗതം. ഞാൻ ആഷ മാത്യു. ഇന്ന് നമുക്ക് അതിഥിയായി എത്തിയിരിക്കുന്നത് Honorable Judge Julie Mathew ആണ്, a pride of Malayali community. Judge Julie Mathew is the presiding judge for number 3 of the Fort Bend County Court at Law in Texas. Judge Julie, Asianet US Weekly Roundup-ലേക്ക് ഹാർദവമായ സ്വാഗതം.
Thank you for welcoming me on Asianet Roundup, Weekly Roundup. Pleasure being on here with you.
So, can you tell me about your career? What has inspired you to pursue a career in law and ultimately become a judge?
So, when I was younger and in college, I thought I was going to be a science major, heavy sciences as I was growing up. I was in the Environmental Technology Academy and I went to Russia to do research, first place in National Science Fair, all those things. But my dad had a business which encountered quite a number of problems, and I just saw the hardship that it cost my family, and being first generation immigrants, not necessarily knowing the law in this land and the troubles they were facing. I realized that if you know the law, no one can take advantage of you. And so I decided that I want to protect the weak, protect people like my parents who may not have anyone else advocating for them. So that is why I decided to go into law.
Do you have any highlights, a turning point in your career? You said, you were thinking about moving into science fields, and then, the certain things that happened. But as you came into law, is there any turning points, any particular reason or any support system that helped you or guided you to get to become a judge?
So becoming a judge basically was never an ambition or a goal of mine, and it just so kind of fell into place. In 2014, I wanted to run for another position, which was a lower court, and just, being in politics is very expensive. And at that point, somebody had, told me that position itself cost about $85,000 in 2014 to run. And so just hearing those numbers scared me away. But when 2016 and various things were happening in our country, the judiciary is always that keeps the balance within the legislature and, the executive branch. So when I was hearing all, what was happening in our country in 2016, I said, I can't sit on the sidelines anymore. And I thought that county courts were the best place fit for me because I would come in contact with the normal public and, get to have a real impact upon my community.
So when we talk about work-life balance and being in a judicial role, and when you come back, you're the mother of children, and I know work-life balance is always a hypothetical situation, and we all know that, and we try to do our best. Now, from your life's perspective, how do you manage the work-life balance?
It's not easy. It's never been easy in that regard. My youngest was only 6 months when I decided to run for judge. So the youngest who doesn't know any different than mom being a judge. So I try to make my time use my time as wisely as possible. This morning, for example, I knew I had an interview at 10, so I did make Italy and chutney for my kids, coconut chutney for my kids before I got on the Zoom. And, it's really trying to do things as quickly as possible and multitasking as much as possible. I don't have help. I don't, I try to do most of the things myself. My parents help out greatly. My oldest now currently lives on campus. So I don't, whatever I can do myself, I do. And my husband's work schedule is also very hectic. So he may leave at 7:00 in the morning and I may not see him till 7:00 in the morning. A lot of it is juggling everything together and getting help from my parents, or we have a few neighbors who watch out for the kids when they get off the bus, just in case if I'm running late, or we'll watch them till I get home. So things like that.
Looking ahead, what do you hope to achieve or contribute to the community?
So in 2018, when I won, I became the first Asian American judge in the county as a whole, as well as the first Indian American woman elected to the bench in the US. And I hope that I'm not the last. There has been several more judges elected since I've been on the bench who are of Indian descent. And I hope to, I want a young child or a young Indian child or Malayali child who sees me, I can do it too, or I can be greater. I want them to achieve whatever they set their hearts to accomplish, whether it be seeing an Indian American as a president of the United States, or, we have people who are extraordinarily capable, intelligent, and I am just waiting to see what the future holds for our community.
That's great. So what would you say? What is the advice that you would give to the aspiring younger future lawyers or people who would like to reach similar heights in their career?
So mine is a general jurisdiction court, and along with the civil and the criminal, I also do see juveniles in my court, which are kids from the age of 10 to 17 years old that get into trouble. And one of the things that I tell them is don't let your present determine your future. And even if you fail, get back up. Do not stay down. Every single one of us, whether in life, as a young age or even as an adult, will have failures. We're gonna not have a perfect life. Things are not going to fall according to plan. Things are going to be, and then there's always that thing in our community. What will somebody else say? What will our neighbors say? What will our family say? Who cares about those things? You get back up and you keep fighting and you keep going forward. That is my message to any young person. In life, you will have failures, but what you do in the next step that matters.
So wishing you all the best, and may you get to all your dreams.
Thank you. I appreciate this time.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
US Weekly Roundup powered by PSG Group of Companies-ന്റെ ഈ എപ്പിസോഡ് ഇവിടെ പൂർത്തിയാകുന്നു. നിങ്ങളുടെ അഭിപ്രായങ്ങളും നിർദ്ദേശങ്ങളും ദയവായി asianetusnews@gmail.com എന്ന ഇമെയിലിലൂടെയോ 7324299529 എന്ന വാട്സ്ആപ്പ് നമ്പറിലൂടെയോ ഞങ്ങളെ അറിയിക്കുക. മറ്റൊരു വൈവിധ്യമാർന്ന എപ്പിസോഡുമായി വീണ്ടും കാണാം അടുത്തയാഴ്ച. നന്ദി, നമസ്കാരം.
Griffey's Law Firm, Chicago. Trusted name for work injuries and personal injury cases, wrongful death cases and much more. Ensuring aggressive financial results. Attorney Stephen Griffey's. Serious lawyer for serious cases. We want a long-term relationship with you. Call us 312-855-0511. Griffey's Law Firm Limited. www.griffeyslaw.com